What the fuck is up? It is your host, Erica Nalen, and welcome back to another episode of the Hangover series. I have two things stuck in my head right now. One is things I did that, when people do something that they're proud of, or let's say they walked 10K steps this morning. That's what I did. And then it's things I did that. But I feel like it's more things that are bigger accomplishments, like getting your law degree, and you're things I did that, that stuck in my head. And then the TikTok sound, because I just made a video to it and I said porn star had a martini, because I have a porn star martini next to me. I have this because I wanted to make a video, a tutorial on how to make one, because I couldn't find any on TikTok. So I was like, maybe the universe is waiting for me to post a video of how to make one. But I think it's because it has the inappropriate PORN word in it, which is probably why my video was blocked. But I started out, I put P star. Wait, P star. I can't think right now. But I started out because I know that is an inappropriate word. But I'm having one and it's so good. Let's have a sip. Cheers. Today it is so freaking gorgeous outside. I think it's 50 something degrees. But when I was out and about this morning, it felt like 50 degrees. It was a bit chilly, but it felt beautiful and nice. And I'm so excited for summer. Every summer gets me pumped. I was born in the summertime. My birthday is June 21st. It's the longest day of the year. I love summer. I'm obsessed. I think I once told you guys that I love fall. And I do, but I love summer. I don't know what I was going through when I said I like fall better than summer. I was going through something, but summer is obviously my favorite season, and I don't know why I ever changed my thoughts around that. I love it. I love shorts. I actually love jorts. I don't know how people feel about jorts. I don't care how people feel about them. I like them, and I own a pair of cheetah print jorts, and I think I'm gonna order more jorts soon. I love tank tops. I love bikinis. I love sunglasses. I guess you wear sunglasses all year round, but I love picnics. I love summer. I'm so excited for summer. And every summer is hot girl summer. People are always like, I get crazy in the summer. I don't want to be in a relationship in the summer. Summer. And I'm like, I don't know what happens. Horniness wise, because I feel like I'm the same all year round, but I don't know where I was going with that. But I love summer, and I'm very excited for it. I think I stayed in all weekend this weekend, which was very much needed. I feel like as I adult and as my brain develops more, I love a weekend indoors. I love it. I want to just watch TV, read a book, make a homemade meal, DoorDash maybe, and just sit inside and be at home. I love it. And I've also noticed recently that maybe I've been noticing this actually, but recently I've been wow. I love spending time alone. I love spending time with myself, which is honestly pretty weird for me, because if you had met me when I was 19, 20 years old, you would not believe that. I was always constantly with someone doing something. I always had a buddy, and now I never have a buddy, and I feel like I do so much alone, but I love it a lot. I love spending time by myself, and I feel like as I get older, I'm pickier about who I'm friends with, or at least I'm trying to be, and who I'm letting into my circle and my life. And I feel like in the past I always was trying to have a ton of friends, or I was kind of just befriending anyone without consciously thinking if this person's a good person. Do we have anything in common. And now I think I'm taking friendships more seriously, and in the sense of like, who am I letting into my life? What's going on there? And this is just, I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I think the martini's getting to me because like I had no intention of sharing that. But when I went to Central Park today, like just ignore everything I just said, honestly. When I went to Central Park today, I was walking there and my toe kind of started to hurt a little bit. Like it was kind of hurting. I was gonna try to describe it and I realized I couldn't. Like it felt like something was poking me, like a rock, like I don't know, something just felt weird. So I pulled over, or I sat on a bench, yeah. Pulled over, sat on a bench, like same thing. Sat on a little bench, took my shoe off, and felt for a rock in my sock, and I didn't feel anything. So I was like, okay, whatever. Like, whatever. And just continued walking. And I mean, my foot kind of felt like there was a rock in it the whole time I was walking, but I was kind of like, whatever. Like, I don't know what's going on. And I get home and I take off my shoe and my foot is bloody. My foot is bloody. Bloody. My foot is bloody. So I sent my mom a picture. Obviously, Honey like has a foot fetish. Okay. I don't know if I told you guys that, but she loves to smell feet, like all feet, everyone's feet. She's obsessed. And I took my sock off and my foot was all bloody and she was like trying to sniff and I was like, girl, this is not the day to have a foot fetish. My foot is bloody. My foot is bloody. But my foot was bloody and basically I don't really know what happened, but I think something was like poking me and blood happened. Blood. So I didn't learn anything from that, actually. I was going to say I learned from that and I'll go home next time, but I wouldn't do that. I'd probably power through, but I feel kind of like psychotic that I just powered through and then I get home and my foot is bleeding. There's a lot of people outside today. I think my second favorite thing about New York, if you want to know, is that I love how many people are here. People were telling me that they've gone on Hinge dates and then they've ran into their Hinge date, or they have ran into people from their small town, like in Connecticut or something. And I was like, really? Like, really? Because I like fear. I don't ever want to run into that 40-year-old man that I hit on. Like, what do you mean you run into people? And I don't know why I just can't see that happening. Unless you guys live in like the exact same area, but I just can't see it happening. Like, I don't know. There's so many people. Like, when I was in Central Park today, there were so many people, so many couples. Everyone's in love. So many dogs. A lot of people don't walk their dogs with leashes in Central Park, which I kind of like. Like, I'm like, yeah, come sniff me so I can like pet the dog. All for it. I think the trees that are blooming are cherry blossoms. 2 of them started to bloom, and everyone was taking photos of them. So I'm obsessed with the fact that there's cherry blossoms all throughout Central Park. And yeah. Also, when I was walking home from Central Park today, there were these people wearing hats. And they're kind of always on the corner, I think on Saturdays and Sundays during the day, like selling something. I don't know. This is the first time they've tried to ask me something, but I misheard them completely. And I was walking by their table. One of them was like throwing a coffee away, and the other 2 were like giggling. So I was like, minding my business. And one of them looks at me and starts approaching me. And I thought that he said, "You are gorgeous." So I smiled like, wow, I love getting complimented. Like, yes. And gave them a little smile. And then as I kept walking, I was like, wait, why would he call me gorgeous? Like, I don't think that's what he said. Like, that would be really random to tell me. And then I overheard him ask someone else, "Are you Jewish?" So he wasn't complimenting me. And no one thinks I'm gorgeous. He was asking me if I was Jewish. I don't know how I misheard that. I actually think, I don't know, like, I miss hearing people all the time these days. I dropped my phone in Central Park today as well, actually. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I was looking at, but when I'm on walks, which maybe this isn't safe to be sharing, but sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes when I'm on walks and I'm listening to music, I am making up scenarios in my head. I feel like other people are obviously doing this, but I'm making up scenarios in my head. Like I'm daydreaming while walking. Like, I don't know. It's just what I do when I listen to music. Like sometimes I pretend I'm in a movie. Like I'm like, oh my God, this song would be perfect to like slow dance to in this movie. Like, I don't know. There's so much going through my head at all times. And sometimes I'm making up scenarios when I'm on a walk. Okay. So I think that's what I was doing. And then I don't know what I got distracted by, but something messed up my story. And I dropped my phone. And it got all dirty. Like dirt was everywhere. And I was like, oh. And then I focused after that because it was like, wait, how did I just drop my phone? I've like never dropped my phone in public before. And I did it today. And I got a new phone case, and my phone case has a martini on it, and it says 1 shot of vodka, because the other weekend, Strawberry Milk Mob was here, and I went to her pop-up because I'm obsessed with them. Like, I love their TikToks. They're so funny. And they also sell bikinis. So, like, what is a better combination than funny people that sell bikinis? Like, I can't think of anything. So, apparently she also sells phone cases that say 1 shot of vodka. So I obviously bought one, and I bought a keychain that says Pink Jobs because duh. And I bought a bikini, and I'm really excited to wear it this summer. And we also got to meet the Milk Mob sisters, and they were really, really nice. I don't think I have any structure for today's video podcast. What's going on? Help. So bear with me. Bear with me. My toe like hurts right now. The one that was bleeding in Central, it's starting to hurt. My mom, when I called her after, she thought that Honey attacked me because I sent her a photo of my foot next to Honey, and she thought Honey attacked me, and she was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Just kidding. She didn't say, well, she said WTF. And then I called her, and she's like, what's going on? And I should have made up a story. I should have been like, Honey latched onto my foot and wouldn't let go. She wouldn't let go. I'm going to post a photo to my Instagram story right now, actually, of what I sent my mom and see if anyone cares. If anyone cares about me. Does anybody care? My new addiction of the week, if you were wondering, is peach sweet tea. I don't know why, but I feel like all these grocery stores like bring something new out of me. I went to 3 grocery stores in one day, like 3 days ago. I don't know what was going on and why I kept going to different grocery stores, but I did. And I found peach sweet tea in like a milk jug, and I like looked at it and I was like, holy shit. That looks good as fuck. I love sweet tea. The sweet tea from McDonald's is the best sweet tea ever. It's so sweet, but it's so good. And this peach sweet tea that I got is life-changing. And I grew up in a household where you were not allowed to drink things out of a jug. Like, you couldn't drink milk out of the milk jug, which, like, obviously I'm all here for. Like, honestly, it's kind of gross if you're like, as a family, all drinking out of the milk jug. Like, that's kind of gross. So, like, so here for that. But since this is my peach sweet tea, I had never taken a sip of liquid out of a huge jug like that, like, literally ever in my life that I can remember. So I did that the other day. Right when I got home, I opened the peach tea shit and started drinking it out of the jug, and I felt like a boy, actually. I felt like a boy. I feel like that's what boys do. Like, they're always just buying milk and chugging it. I feel like I've seen boys, like, buy milk at the grocery store and open it there and yell, like, protein! Maybe I'm making that up. I don't know, but I feel like that's something that happens on the daily. I feel like that's something that happens on the daily. The other thing that I'm obsessed with, but I haven't had yet, but I know I'm going to be obsessed with it when I have it, is the triple dipper from Chili's. I think that's like been a thing for like 2 years, and I don't know how I have never experienced it yet. But I'm gonna experience it when I'm back in Nebraska for a wedding in a couple weeks, and I am so excited. I'm so excited. I have been watching mukbangs of people eating the triple dipper all week, like multiple of them, and my mouth has been drooling. I think we've gone over my mouth drooling issues. My mouth has been drooling watching those videos. Like, I'm like, holy shit, that looks amazing. And I'm very excited to eat one. I think I'm gonna get the Nashville hot mozzarella, the hot honey chicken, and then I don't know if I want to get the sliders or the egg rolls. But I'm making my mom and my sister obviously come with me, so hopefully someone can get the egg rolls and I can get the burger or something, and then we can share, because I need to experience the whole shebang. But I literally told my family, I was like, right when I get off that plane, we need to go to Chili's. Like, I don't think I can last this much longer without it. Yeah, I don't think I can last that much longer without Chili's. So I'm gonna be doing that soon, and that is something I'm obsessed with that I've never had before. And I don't know how I've never had it before. And there's probably a Chili's here in New York, like there definitely is, but I want it in Nebraska. Why do I feel like the Nebraska Chili's is just better? Better. The Applebee's in Nebraska? No. I went there once and no. But the other day, this past week, I did something that I didn't even know was possible. And everyone that I've told is like, I don't know how that's possible. But like, you know, I'm new here. And the other day, I accidentally went to Long Island. So basically, I'm obviously becoming a subway diva. Whatever they're called. I'm becoming her. I want to take the subway all day, every day. I want to be good at it. I want to be doing that. And every time I've taken it, I've been hella confused. It doesn't really make sense to me. Like, the subway system in Chicago was really easy. Like, I feel like you were either going up or down. But here, there's like so many things going on. There's like Q, N, R, W, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, I'm getting overwhelmed thinking about it. People are like, your phone tells you. I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. So the other day, my friend and I went to go watch the Nebraska game. There was a Nebraska basketball game going on, and I have been good at getting like the subway station near me and taking it to somewhere. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Got that, understood. It's when I'm somewhere and then I'm trying to take the subway back to my house is where I've messed up numerous times. Everything gets crazy. But we went and watched a Nebraska basketball game, and I had a couple drinks, obviously. I had some pigs in a blanket with cheese sauce. Obsessed. They also have so many Auntie Anne's, like, trucks. Like, pop-up trucks on the side of the road where you can just, like, go up and get pretzels and cheese. Don't know why I haven't done that yet. I think I'm, like, kind of scared to do it because I love Auntie Anne's. And I'm scared that if I do it once, I'm gonna do it every day. But I passed one today and I was like, I want that shit. I want that shit. But anywho, we went and watched the Nebraska game. We had to stand the whole time, but there's a Nebraska bar here that my friend knew about, so there were like a bunch of Nebraska people there. And we had some drinks. We really didn't have that many. We only had 3 in the span of like however many hours, so I wasn't like drunk, but I was feeling good. And after the game, I walked to the subway to go back home. And it told me to get on the queue. But the other day when I took the subway, it said that the queue was actually the N because the queue was like shut down for something. So to take the N, I don't know. I was getting really confused. And I think I went in the wrong basement subway situation thing. Like, I don't even know what these things are called. And I got on the N and I knew that I had like 4 stops or something. So I'm sitting on the N and we go through like however many stops. And I was like, okay, I think I'm like the next stop, because yes, I should have been looking at my phone, but I really thought I knew what I was doing. So I wasn't looking at my phone. And then half the time when you're on the subway, you're like going underground, so then your phone doesn't work. So I was sitting on it for a while, and then eventually, basically, like everybody got off of the train except for me and like 2 other people. So I was like, I feel like that's weird. And then I felt like I'd been on the train forever. Like, I was like, I feel like I've been on here forever. And we get to another stop, and I decided to get off because I was like, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. And I got off, and then I looked at my phone, and I saw that I had accidentally gone to Long Island for some reason. That's like a whole nother, like I went underwater. The subways here go underwater. I learned that the other day because I realized we were going over the river, and I was like, are we underwater right now? And my friends were like, yeah, we're underwater. And I was like, I don't like that, and I don't want to know that. So I went underwater to get to Long Island, and then I was like, fuck, what the hell did I do? How did I get here? What's going on? And there was like not that many people outside, but there were a lot of cars outside here. So I decided to just Uber because I'm like, okay, I clearly do not deserve to be on a train right now. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't want to figure it out. So I order an Uber, and the Ubers here you can also pick to be taxis, and it was cheaper to do taxi. So I order a taxi, and it said that the taxi driver was like 3 blocks away, but he texted me like, I'm here. And I replied, no, you're not, because he wasn't. And then it said he was like across the street, and there were so many taxis over here. Like, there were so many cars, so many taxis. I like can't see that far, so I was like, I can't read his license plate. It says he's across the street. I cross the street. I'm like, motherfucker, this isn't him. I give him a ring, and I'm like, hi, where are you? And he's like, I'm across the street. And he starts yelling at me. And he's like, I'm across the street. I've honked at you over 10 times. Cross the street right now. Like, he literally yelled that at me, like, really aggressively. And I was really scared. I'm just kidding. I wasn't really scared, but I was pissed. And I was like, should I even get in this? Like, why is my Uber taxi yelling at me? So I was like, okay, I'll cross the street when, like, cars are not coming anymore, sir. And then I obviously found him when I crossed the street and got in the car. And then he started yelling at me again and was like telling me that he honked at me all these times and that I wasn't paying attention. And I'm like, sir, how am I supposed to know that you're honking at me? Like, there's so many cars outside, like, everybody's honking. Honks don't point in certain directions. A honk is just a noise. A honk is a beep, beep. You know, like, what? How was I supposed to know he was honking at me? How did he even know that it was me waiting for the Uber? Like, I don't know. So I just didn't say anything because I was like, okay, can I just go home, sir? Like, I'm not supposed to be in Long Island. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here. And yeah, I wasn't supposed to be there. So that happened, and like, I think I need someone to like actually correctly teach me how to use the subway station or something, because I don't know what's going on. Every time I've taken it and I've successfully made it somewhere, I'm like, yay. And then when I fail, I like start asking people, which everyone has been so friendly. Like, when I go up to them and I'm like, I'm so confused. Is this like, what is like, is the end coming here? Is the 7 like, I'm lost. And someone has been helpful and told me what's going on every single time, but I don't want to end up in Long Island again. I'm glad I got off when I did because the Uber wasn't that expensive, but I actually was like, where am I? And what am I doing? And what am I doing? Also the bartender at this Nebraska game thing we were watching, he thought that I was asking him on a date. Because we met these people that were from Nebraska and they were in a Broadway show. Well, apparently they're in an off-Broadway show. I don't know the difference. So I was telling everyone, like, they're on Broadway. They're on Broadway. They're on Broadway. And I was like, let's go see his show. Like, inviting everyone. And so I asked the bartender, like, would you want to go see Broadway with us? And he was super confused, which, like, so fair because what kind of question is that? But then he's like, I thought you were asking me out on a date. I thought you were asking me out on a date, young lady. And I wasn't. I met in, like, a group setting. I don't know. You guys, honestly, I feel like life is, like, exciting, but, like, boring at the same time right now. Like, I just moved to New York, and I'm having so much fun, but then also going back to, like, the friends being picky situation, choosing wisely, like, I love spending time alone, but it's honestly sometimes boring because you really can't show up to a club by yourself. You really can't show up to a club by yourself. I remember in my first ever podcast episode called Welcome to My World, I think I told people that I was going to the bars by myself, which I was, and that people were leaving me at the bars, which they were, and that it was, like, totally normal and fine to do. And, like, I'm not that ballsy anymore. But maybe I should be, but I just don't know what I'm doing here, you know, like, at the bar. But I want to have fun. I don't know what I want to do. Like, sometimes I like being bored, and sometimes I, like, want to be my 21-year-old self causing problems, you know? Like, I think that's part of your brain developing. Like, it's, you don't want to cause problems anymore. Or maybe that's, like, healing. I feel like I've healed a lot. And I'm like, wait, why don't I cause problems anymore? I haven't caused a problem in, like, a really long time. And I don't know what to do anymore. I'm getting, like, a tickle in my throat right now. I think my throat is dry. So that's an issue. I almost downloaded Hinge actually again the other day because I went to coffee with a friend and they were talking about their Hinge dates, and they were actually telling me that they were seeing a guy or something, and the guy said he was, like, 27 years old, and then they went out with them or something, and a bunch of his friends were there and they all said they were 23 years old. So they confronted the guy about it and was like, wait, why are all of your friends saying they're 23 years old and you're 27? And then the guy was like, oh, I lied about my age. On Hinge, I'm actually 23. But girls like older men. And if I said I was 23, like, people would think I am immature. So I guess guys on Hinge are lying about their age, which I feel like would be, like, pretty obvious if you met up with them in person. Like, 23 and 27, I mean, I feel like some 27-year-olds could pass for 23 probably, but then when you would meet up with them in person, like, I feel like it's pretty obvious if a guy is 23 years old or 27 years old. I feel like it would be obvious. So I don't know how that's going to work out for them. Also, I feel like that's such a bad way to start a relationship off. Like, you're immediately starting off a relationship lying to people about your age. That reminds me of a guy that I dated once. He lied to me about, like, quite literally everything. Quite literally everything. The whole thing was a lie. L-I-E. Lie. But yeah, I don't know. Does anyone else just feel kind of bored sometimes? And you're like, am I healing? Am I bored? What do I need to do to cause chaos? Like, help situation. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. But I really didn't have much to talk about today because I didn't. And I think I'm going to write a Substack article. And I also need to finish my March book. I'm reading the last letter, and apparently the ending is like so sad that I'm going to bawl my little eyes out. So kind of nervous. I don't think the sad ending has happened yet. Like, I have cried multiple times reading this, but apparently the ending is like really sad. Like, really sad. So I'm a little bit nervous, but that's how I'm going to spend my Sunday. Finishing a book and crying. Wow. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I hope everyone has a great day, whatever day it is that you are listening. And comment down below or tell me or message me or something what you guys want to hear, because I'm running out of ideas today and I had absolutely nothing to talk about. And I'm sorry for that. But I will catch you guys next week and have a great day. Bye.